This video explains how to count non-NA values by groups in a data frame using the R programming language. So without much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you two examples, and both of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 1 and 2 of the code. So after running these lines of code, a new data set called data is appearing at the top right, and we can print the content of this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 3. And then you can see at the bottom that our data frame contains 12 rows and the two columns value and group, whereby the value column contains non-NA values and NA values. The group column contains our 4 different groups A, B, C and D. And now in the next part of the tutorial I want to show you how to count the non-NA values by the groups in our data frame. So in the first example I want to show you how to do that based on the aggregate function, as you can see in lines 5 to 8. And within the aggregate function we need to specify our column that contains the NA and non-NA values. Then we need to specify our group column, the name of our data frame, and we need to specify a user-defined function in which we are counting the non-NA values. So after running lines 5 to 8 of the code, you can see at the top right that a new data set called non-NA count1 is appearing, and we can print this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 9. And then you can see that we have created a new data set which contains one row for each group in our data. And the second column, the value column, shows the counts of non-NA values by each group. So the first group, the group number A, contains 3 non-NA values, the group number B contains 2 non-NA values, and so on. So in this first example I have explained how to count non-NA values using the basic installation of the R programming language. However, it's also possible to do this based on the dplyr package, and this is what I want to show you in the next example, starting in line 11 of the code. So as a first step we need to install and load the dplyr package, as you can see in lines 11 and 12. I have installed the package already, so for that reason I'm just going to load it using line 12 of the code. And then in the next step we can count the non-NA values by groups using the group by and summarize functions, and within the summarize function we need to specify the sum and is.na functions with a bang operator in front. So after running lines 14 to 16 of the code, another data set called non-NA count2 is appearing at the top right, and we can print this data set to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 17. And then you can see that we have created a tuple object. And this tuple contains basically the same columns as our previously created data set. The first column contains the groups, and the second column, which is called non-NA, contains the counts of non-NA values. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.